At dawn, a team of Egyptologists gathers before a heavy iron gate on the Giza Plateau, its entrance long buried under sand and stone. Clang! With a resounding echo, the metal hatches pried open at last, stirring up dust that hasn't moved in ages. Lanterns and flashlights flicker to life, revealing a steep shaft plunging into darkness. They exchange glances of excitement and trepidation, about to descend into a realm only whispered of in legend.
Beneath the causeway of Pharaoh Khafre's pyramid, not far from the Great Sphinx, lies a hidden monument known as the Osiris Shaft. Discovered decades ago but long left submerged and mysterious, this vertical tomb was finally explored in earnest in 1999, when a team led by Dr. Zahi Hawass drained the water from within. What they uncovered stunned even seasoned archaeologists: a 3-level vertical tomb cut into the bedrock of Giza, with chambers that seemed plucked from mythology. The top level was relatively unremarkable, a modest entry point into the shaft. But as the team descended ladders and narrow corridors to the second level, the scale of the mystery began to unfold. There, they discovered 6 carved alcoves containing massive granite sarcophagi. These heavy stone coffins, some still bearing traces of human remains and ritual objects, hinted at a sacred reuse of the site during Egypt's late period, perhaps as a secret burial ground for priests of Osiris. But it was what lay below that made history. 30 meters beneath the surface, the shaft opened into a final chamber, partially submerged in dark, still water. In its center stood a single stone island, and atop it, almost theatrically, rested a granite sarcophagus. Perfectly placed, hauntingly empty, and ringed by water, the scene felt more like a temple of resurrection than a tomb. To many, this was no ordinary burial. It was a subterranean shrine to Osiris himself, god of the afterlife. They weren't just opening a shaft, they were unsealing a forgotten chapter of human history. With each rung descended into the darkness, echoes of footsteps from thousands of years ago seemed to whisper back. Imagine standing on the same stone steps where ancient priests may have walked, chanting sacred rites to awaken the god of the underworld. The air, damp and heavy with age, seemed to press in with the weight of stories yet untold. This wasn't a tomb built for glory or gold. There was no treasure chamber, no gilded mask or golden sarcophagus. Instead, what they found was even rarer, a place of pure ritual, untouched by the looters who stripped so many other tombs bare. It was as if the ancients themselves had hidden it away, preserved for a time when the world was ready to remember. And still, many questions remain. Why was the shaft flooded? Was it part of the ceremony, a symbolic river of death to be crossed, mirroring the Nile's sacred journey? Or did nature reclaim what humans had long left behind, sealing the chamber with water like a protective veil? Even the design of the shaft raises eyebrows. To carve vertically into solid limestone bedrock to such depths required engineering far beyond what we usually associate with Egypt's Old Kingdom. Some scholars suggest this construction predates Khafre himself, perhaps built upon older sacred ground, a tradition layered across dynasties like sediment in the Nile. As speculation swirled, theories emerged. Was this where priests reenacted the death and rebirth of Osiris? Were initiates lowered into this shaft to symbolically die and rise again? The layout, the depth, the chambers, the water, seemed to match ancient descriptions of the Duat, the underworld. The fact that it lay hidden for millennia beneath the world's most iconic pyramids only deepened the intrigue. Even the Great Sphinx has its secrets. A mysterious shaft in its head, sealed with a metal plate since the 1920s, has long inspired tales of hidden libraries and underground passages. Though modern inspections have revealed no Hall of Records, the mere existence of such an opening fuels the idea that Egypt still hides treasures right under our noses. And the pyramids themselves are far from fully understood. In 2017, scientists using advanced particle physics detected a massive, previously unknown void inside the Great Pyramid of Khufu. Over 30 meters long, this chamber is located above the Grand Gallery, inaccessible and untouched. Its purpose is still unknown. Centuries of tomb raiders and archaeologists had missed it entirely, until now. What it contains remains a tantalizing mystery. Then there are the ancient materials themselves. Long before the Iron Age, Egyptians were working iron, but not from Earth. They forged it from meteorites. As early as 3200 BC, they were crafting iron beads and tools from celestial debris. These weren't just ornaments, they were sacred. To the Egyptians, iron from the sky was a gift from the gods, infused with cosmic power. Perhaps the most famous example is the meteoric iron dagger found in the tomb of Tutankhamun. Its blade was crafted from material that had fallen from the heavens, a weapon fit for a boy king, forged from the stars. It's poetic, then, that a modern iron gate would one day guard the entrance to the Osiris shaft. The same metal revered by the ancients as divine would become the key to unlocking their most secret chamber. But the mysteries aren't confined to Giza. In 2018, archaeologists in Saqqara uncovered the tomb of Wahti, a royal priest buried over 4,000 years ago. What made this discovery exceptional wasn't just its age, but its perfection. The walls were painted in vivid hues, statues lined the corridors, and dozens of shafts led to unexplored burial chambers. It was untouched, a time capsule from the Old Kingdom. In 2020 nearby, another shaft yielded over 100 sealed wooden coffins. Perfectly preserved, each one contained a mummy, buried with care over 20,600 years ago. The sheer number and pristine condition of the coffins was staggering. It was one of the largest finds in Egyptian history, proof that even in the 21st century, Egypt's sands still hide wonders beyond imagining. Elsewhere, tantalizing clues of hidden chambers persist. In Luxor's Valley of the Kings, radar scans have hinted at voids behind Tutankhamun's burial walls, sparking renewed theories about Queen Nefertiti's lost tomb. Every year brings fresh discoveries, and with them, new questions. Is Egypt finished speaking, or are we just now learning how to listen? The sense of awe never fades. The more we uncover, the more we realize how much remains hidden. And in those hidden places, in shafts sealed by time, in tombs untouched by thieves, in stones inscribed with forgotten spells, lie the echoes of an ancient civilization that understood how to keep its secrets safe, until the moment was right. And perhaps that's the greatest secret of all, that the ancient Egyptians didn't just build monuments of stone. They built puzzles. They designed their legacy not only to endure, but to resist full understanding. With every passage we explore, every gate we open, we are not just learning about their world, we are stepping into the mindset of a people who saw the divine in every grain of sand, and who left behind just enough to keep us chasing the horizon. But while this ancient shaft beneath the pyramid has stunned Egyptologists, it turns out it's not the only mystery being unearthed. Just beyond the Giza Plateau, scientists have now unlocked a long hidden tunnel buried deep within the body of the Great Sphinx. What they found could rewrite everything we thought we knew.
But he found evidence of deliberate burial in a very complicated, difficult cave system, which you can hardly access. The archaeological establishment descended on him like a ton of bricks and tried to find all kinds of reasons why it couldn't possibly be.